Hello and welcome to my tarot card reading for the month of July 2013. And before I start, I would like to announce that I made a video that complements this one, and it's called The Stars and You for July 2013, and it has been released a while ago. So I'm encouraging you to take a look at it, because it does complement this one, and it's going to shed a lot of light on this reading. The second announcement that I want to do is that I'm going to be working to separate 1 or 2 days during the month to do readings, tarot card reading, using Skype. Okay, so let's keep that in mind, and let's start with the reading for July 2013. First of all, let's pay attention to what we have here, the opening of the tarot cards. What we have here is Oya, and then we have Shango, and in between we have Oshun. And what I want to say is something very interesting. Oya is related with air, while Shango is related with fire, and we know what happens when we mix fire and air. It makes the fire bigger and stronger, and that's something that is nature, is common sense. That's why we see Oshun in between. She's related with water, and in other words, the tarot cards are saying, they're opening up with the message saying there is going to be intervention from all governments, from everyone around the globe, trying to contain all this energy, all this situation. They're trying to avoid the fire and the air to mix together and make an explosive concoction. Let's put it like that. Let's sound a little bit dramatic, but that's what they're trying to mention. The tarot cards are talking about government intervention. Every country are going to start doing interventions to contain this mess. Technically, that's what the tarot cards are talking, and let's see how it managed, how it works out, everything. The tarot cards, they started with this astrological card, and we have the Chariot, representing Jupiter, Cancer, and the Moon. And then we have here Capricorn Throne, representing the Queen of Pentacles, with Mars and Saturn. And I'm going to start with Mars and Saturn, because Mars is a very expansive energy, is an explosive energy, very impulsive. And then you have Saturn, that is all the opposite. So we again see the thread, the same common thread, the same common dividend, which is control, manipulation, trying to contain an energy that could get out of hand. Now, when we look at the Chariot is talking about, it's about new project, new things that we start in life. And here it represents Cancer, Jupiter, and the Moon. So what we're talking about is domestic issues. And when we talk about domestic issues, it means that during the month of July, many nations are going to start targeting their internal problems. How they're going to do that? They're going to try to contain everything. So don't be surprised if new austerity measures are implemented. Don't be surprised if taxes are risen. And I heard that Italy is going to do that. Is going to increase the VAT. So this is what I'm talking about. We're talking about this kind of situation where governments are going to focus on how they can improve their economy, their finances, and at an individual level, we're going to try to do the same thing. And this is kind of an explosive experiment, because we have Mars here, that is a very young energy, and then we have Saturn, that is a very yin energy, trying to withhold this expansive energy. So this is playing with fire. But they're trying to contain, they're trying to avoid this fire and air to mix together and make things worse. That's why we're seeing intervention, and this kind of intervention is going to be manifested in laws and laws, measures, whatever you want to call it, regarding domestic issues which with each country. Okay, let's take a look at the rest of the reading. And here we have the tarot cards that we have for the rest of the month on the reading for July 2013. Let's start here, and this will be what I call the first 8 days of the month. And the first eight days of the month of July are related with infertility, things that are not growing, things that are withering. And that's the kind of situation. The first 8 days of the month of July, they're going to be related with that kind of aspect. For the next 8 days, that includes July 8th to July 16th, what we're going to start seeing is the tarot card of the Justice. And notice, I want to make you to pay attention to something. Notice that the shoe of this emperor or king or judge, whatever it is not completely standing on the ground. Is a little bit inverted, is a little bit looking inward, which is denoting that this kind of justice, this kind of perception is human based. It's not divine, it's human based. And I also want you to pay attention that right behind the emperor, the justice, there's a curtain. So we should ask ourselves, what is hiding behind that curtain? What is behind that veil? Is this showing us some kind of intervention, trying to manipulate things in order to make things look differently? Are we really talking about justice? Are we talking about being really, really fair? Well, it's man justice. It's the justice of man, of human beings. So anything could be possible. And with that thinking, I will leave you. Okay? Now, let's go to the following 8 days from the 16th to the 24th of July. And what we're going to see here is a lot of decisions are going to be taken that are not going to solve the problem. They might leave it the same way or make it worse. So expect a lot of decisions, a lot of interventions from governments, nations, political parties, or whatever it is, in order to fix the problem. But it's not going to fix the problem. It's going to make it worse or leave it as it is. What they call in English kicking the can. So that's what I'm talking about. Things that are not going to solve the problem or are going to make it worse. And I'm talking about laws that are going to be implemented in order to contain the mess that they are foreseen. By the last week of July, which is 24th to August, July 24th to August 1st or 2nd, we're going to start seeing that there's going to be a lot of talk about growth. That's going to be the main topic. We're going to be talking about growth. The question is really growth? Is really happening? Is the economy being fixed? Well, let's take a look at the vertical line then. And we have the justice. So, in other words, it seems like the government is hiding the truth. There might be manipulation going on just to make it look that there's growth. I don't have to talk a lot about it. So don't be surprised if this kind of stuff start emerging and we start hearing all this kind of stuff. The vertical line has the Seven of Swords, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles. And like I said, the Queen of Pentacles represents infertility, things that wither, things that don't grow. And on that aspect, is that a lot of nations, countries, and individuals are going to start making a lot of decisions, but it's not going to fix the problem. It's not going to make it better. It's going to make it worse or leave it as it is. Or, like we say in English, kicking the can. That's what we see. Now, when we put the vertical line and the horizontal line, when we do this, we are going to start seeing the kind of energy that is going to start manifesting, what the kind of energy that is going to come out of all these energies interacting. And what we have here is the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups, look at the person, is crossing his arms, and we already know what it means. It's like keep away, or the person is blocking his heart chakra. We're talking about cups, and number 9 is the number of death, technically speaking. So what we're saying is that countries, nations, they're going to turn like a blind eye. They're going to block themselves they're going to block from reality, be it because it's a defensive mechanisms, because they're in denial, whatever it is, but they're going to block themselves from reality, which is going to make things a little bit incomplete. Things are not going to be complete. And this is the kind of energy that we're seeing. And we cannot say otherwise, because what we're seeing that is going to be manifesting is pushing nations to defend themselves, guard themselves, protect themselves. But it's going to leave things incomplete. Okay? That's what the tarot cards are talking about for the month of July. Let's see what other things we can see. Okay, we have here what I call the trilogy. And the trilogy, we have here the card that I mentioned, it represents growth. But then we have the Knight of Pentacles, and notice Knight of Pentacles is not running, it's just staying there, looking at it, looking at the pentacle, just watching, contemplating. And then we have the Star, which is upside down. What we can make up of all this is very simple. Nations, countries, governments, institutions, they're going to start making a lot of analysis from the past on how they can do something in order to fix the problem. Technically speaking, that's what we're talking about. They're going to start talking about growth. So don't be surprised if there's going to be a lot of meetings during the month of July, emergency meetings regarding how to fix the economy, the finances, etc., etc., etc. There's going to be a lot of thinking, a lot of analysis during the month of July on how we can make things grow, how we can make the economy grow. But the thing is that it seems like we haven't learned from the past, and that's why I'm saying that we're going to be taking decisions that are not going to solve the problem. They might leave it the same way. They are going to kick the can, or they're going to make it worse. Those are the only options that the cards are talking about. When we put together these two cards that are on top, what we have is a decision that is going to be taken, that is not going to fix the problem, is going to leave it like it is, or make it worse, or kick in the can. Is this decision making, what is going to bring is a lot of slowdown. Is going to bring a slowdown of economy. Things are going to get stagnant. Nothing is going to change as fast as expected. That's what the tarot cards are saying. Then, when we put this card, the Hermit, with the Queen of Pentacles, that both are at the bottom of the reading, we have a very interesting reading here. What we have here is the following. We're talking about withering. We're talking about things that are not prosperous, things that are not fertile. And obviously we're talking about economy, finances. The Hermit is letting us know that we have to remember the Hermit, he has this lamp. He's the one that is searching, looking for answer. He's the one that has the light, that brings light in the time of darkness. So, in other words, what he's doing is bringing attention to the economy. So don't be surprised if we finally discover what was behind the veil, behind the curtain that is behind the justice card. So be prepared to hear, listen, a lot of talks about how a lot of countries are manipulating their economy, their finances. Not only countries, it could be also institutions, enterprises, etc., etc. I think that you have the idea. There is going to come out to the light the precarious situation that the world economy is in. Technically, that's what the tarot cards are talking about. Okay? Okay, let's take a look at this other tarot card reading that we have here. And then we have let me put it upside down. San Eligius. We have the Three of Coins and the Star. All of them came out upside down. And these two, Saint Eligius and the Three of Coins, they have something in common. Saint Eligius represents economy, but it also represents when you're able to do things with your hand, when you're good at it. You're so good at it that you could, and the story, I'm talking about the story of this saint, he was so good at what he did that he was able to be right before kings and emperors, showing his art and working for them. Notice how everything is negated. He was supported, he had the support, the patronage of kings and emperors because he was really good at it. Now, the Three of Coins is talking about something very similar. This is about someone or something that is good at it, and it counts with the support, the patronage of someone. Now, it's upside down. So, in other words, what is letting us know, and this card which is upside down, the Star, I don't know if this is an advice or is a warning. You take it as you want to see it, but what it's telling us is that honestly, the economy is not going to improve. Things are going to start showing as they really are. There's going to be a worsening of the economy worldwide. That's what we're going to start seeing. I don't have anything else to say. I would like to give really great news, but judging by what is happening around the world and the way that the tarot cards came and the rest of the reading, the tarot cards, what it's saying is the economy is starting in July. We're going to start seeing the seeds are going to be planted during the month of July, and we're going to start seeing the worsening situation of the economy around the world.